And welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Tuesday here in the Ozarks, and it's a little dark outside this morning. It's a little dreary, and it looks like we're going to have some rain coming into the area in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Yeah. I guess we don't need rain, do we?
Well, we always need rain. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, if we went outside and we stepped into 3 or 4 feet of water, it might be a little different.
Well, we've already done that.
I thought
maybe we could bypass it for a while. You know, the last torrential downpour we had of rain was everything was sloppy.
Yeah.
Completely sloppy.
Yeah.
But,
well, I just want to have a moment of silence for my chicken.
What was your chicken's name?
Well, it was so monumental and popular that we didn't even give it a name. We thought we would just let it be who it was.
Okay.
So it died last night.
I'm sorry, Dan.
My layer.
Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's enough. We did. It was kind of weird though. We just kind of lost it. It was on the porch and having a good time. We gave it a cracker and.
What kind of crackers do you feed chickens?
I think it was a saltine cracker.
Is it okay? I didn't know if
I think it's okay.
You know,
unless somebody calls me and says, "Well, that's why it died. You gave it a cracker."
Well, I wouldn't think a cracker. But did you know that they can eat spicy stuff and not taste it?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Like their taste doesn't get that. Yeah.
Oh.
I read. Somebody told me that, and I had to go.
I would like to do that at some point. Some of the stuff I've eaten at a restaurant, you order it and you don't know it's going to be hot, and then all of a sudden you go, whew.
Yes, even your lips burn.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
I'm not a hot eater.
I like some spice, but I don't like it too spicy. But you know what?
What?
I do like sweet.
You like sweet?
That's unfortunate. Yes, I have to.
Do you like pies or cakes?
Cookies, brownies.
Oh, that's
maybe not
cakey.
Cake.
That's
cakey.
cakey.
More cakey.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a pie person.
Yeah.
I'll eat a good piece of pie, but that's not my go-to. But I caught the strawberry man.
I saw that
yesterday and got. Oh, they were pretty berries now, people.
Yeah, where does he grow these? You say he's from Conway?
I think they're down by I thought he was down by Marshall area. Okay. I'm not really sure. I can't answer that.
I bet he keeps his location a secret.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe. I've never asked him. But
if I was that popular, I would too.
He is like 90 plus years old.
Is he really?
Man. Yes.
Wow.
And he has people that come and help set up, and that kind of
help
thing.
Him? Yeah. Okay.
But I had driven. I had driven to Green
Forest.
Forest. I had drove to Green Forest on Saturday or I can't remember Saturday because he was supposed to be there. Well, I knew it was a crapshoot whether I'd get there in time because I was running behind. But I got there and he was closing up.
Oh.
So I made a deal. I didn't make a deal, but I said, "Would you hold me some?"
Oh, the next time?
For yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was going to be at the old Dollar General at Bellefonte. And he said, "Yes, I will." And I said, "Well, here, let me go ahead and pay you so you know I'm good for it." And he said, No. You're fine. So I went out there yesterday and he said, "I remember you." And he said, "Did you drive over there all by just for that?" And I said, "I did." And I gave him an extra $1 because he was just sweet.
You tipped him $1.
I tipped him $1.
$1.
Well, I had too many. I had the right amount, I thought, but there was an extra $1 in there. So this is yours for being such a nice guy.
Counts.
But that only lasts for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
The whole berry season.
Yeah.
There are other berry places here in Harrison. I mean, Fenton's Berry Farm. They're going to come on the show here soon. But they're doing strawberries. They're pick your own strawberries, and you can, you can really probably get a better.
You pick your own.
You
choose what you want to take.
Right. And then there's another Harrison Strawberry Farm. I'm not familiar with that
one. I didn't know strawberries
I just
grew that well here.
I did not either. But there you go. The things you learn when you're researching. Anyway.
Good.
Berries are good. Freezer jam is done.
Now, if we could just get a place where you go pick your own bananas, then that would be great, too.
You can grow a banana. I don't know if you can grow one in Arkansas.
No, I doubt it.
When we were in St. Lucia, they had tons. That's what they import this or export this stuff to Europe.
Ah.
That's kind of their export place is Europe. And they had blue bags, or just, what come back all over all the bunches of bananas, and they said that's just to
protect
keep
them.
to keep the bugs and all that stuff out of there.
Good idea.
Because that's part of their livelihood.
So they just wrap the bananas. They don't wrap the whole tree.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it was quite interesting.
That's interesting. I like stuff like that.
Me too. I like to learn the local whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Good deal.
Yes.
Well, we've got showers and thunderstorms before noon today. Then it's going to be possible showers and thunderstorms mainly after 1. So the better part of the rain and stuff is going to be coming afternoon. High today near 74 degrees. Chance of precipitation today is 80%. And then tonight showers continue before 11 p.m. Then showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm between 11 and 1. Then it might taper off to mid-morning. Then low tonight is around 61%, and then it's an 80% chance of showers. Wednesday, a slight chance of showers continues, then a slight chance of showers between 7 and noon, high 77, 50% chance of showers on Wednesday. Wednesday night, precipitation increases to 90%, with a low around 61 degrees.
That means all the lakes are going up.
Yeah.
Thursday, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm after 1 p.m., high of 77 with a 60% chance of precip. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 54. It looks, let's see. And then Friday, a 20% chance of rain, high of 72. Friday night, low of 47. Saturday, 73. Sunday, 75. Monday, 77. And the lows are in the 48 to 50 area.
Chilly.
So they're a little chilly.
Yeah.
We got lots of rain in the forecast, it looks like. Some of the weather apps didn't even say it was going to rain today.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 20%, 20%, 20%. Well, this thing indicates it's going to be weather.
Yeah.
I was like, I can mow. No, I can't mow. So
Okay.
that got me out of mowing, people. I guess I should rejoice. Woohoo! Okay.
Yeah, but the detriment of that is it grows so much while it's raining. And then you got to go in there and mow when it's thick.
Yes, you do. And that's such a pain because I have to mow over twice. Some of it twice, and it just looks really shabby.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a big landscape person, but you know what I mean.
You ever thought about going into
meticulous with it?
Me landscape?
No, I mean mowing and all that. Weed eating? Do you weed eat and all that mess?
If I'm mowing, I get as close as I can. If I'm
Me
weed
too.
eating, I get as close as I can.
So you do weed eat?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind. I hate weed eating. I'm not doing it.
Who does it?
No one.
Oh, you don't do any weed eating?
Not normally. In my garden area, I have to get rid of some of the stuff.
Well, you're if you what's it called? Manicure your lawn.
Yes.
And design it a certain way. You don't have to weed eat. You can mow right over the edges, right?
Sure. I don't know. I've never had one of those.
Hey, what do you do with the grass that grows up against the house? What do you have?
Well, I don't. It doesn't. I used to have a flower bed.
Yeah.
Which they put bushes in that are pain in my butt because I have to trim them, and there's like 11 of them.
Well, cut them out.
Well, Richard said that's not going to be an easy task.
Just set fire to it.
But when we were having some function at our house, the flowers were looking really terrible, and we ended up pulling them all up and putting gravel in. So it's gravel in these god awful 11 bushes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what are they thorny bushes?
No, they're pretty. I mean, but I don't.
Just get your chainsaw and just go underneath there and cut them off.
Well, I guess he could do that. I'm not sure he wants to do that. I'll ask him.
Just cut them off.
Because I'm so sick of trying to trim them. Or
just get some spray paint and spray the bush.
Graffiti.
It'll stop the growth. You'll never have to trim it again.
But what?
Just spray paint it.
Is that a legit thing?
Fluorescent orange or something, nice
You're
color.
You're lying. It's not going to kill me. I'm going to have a fluorescent bush. No, let's do not draw attention to the unkept bushes, the limleys. Okay.
Well, just saying. I mean,
Thanks
all
for your
I
thoughts.
can do is offer alternatives.
Yeah.
Alternatives you know, they could
trying to be useful.
They could
and
be
helpful.
out there. They could be legit, or they could be practical, or some of mine. Some of mine are just out there.
They're bullpucky.
But they're alternatives.
Moving on.
Would you like to do a topic to
Let's
ponder?
do.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Okay. This week, our topic to ponders are on childhood.
Yes.
And your memories about your childhood. And today's question is, what is one childhood memory that shapes how you see the world today?
I really don't have a.
You don't
this
have
one
one?
was hard. You know, there was some that were, because I have to share too much of my emotional young life, which was a little bit tragic in places. So that's
well. Does that has that shaped you?
yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. You just answered the question.
Okay.
Your tragic childhood.
And I don't mean I had a tragic, but
Well,
my father died when I
right.
was very impressionable young age, and it has affected me out. I have come to find out it's affected
Right.
me throughout my life in some respects, but that knowing that life is short and it can be taken away from you, and I don't mean that, you know, it's
Right.
not promised. Tomorrow is
nothing's
not promised.
You know,
So-
I kind of the same way. I thought as a child, when you're growing up in a family, you think, I mean, it's purposeful that everything is supposed to be perfect.
Yes.
You don't worry about anything. You don't worry about where your next meal is coming from.
Right.
And I think that when my mother and father divorced when I was 4 years old, that was a shock to me.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, and you start to realize that the pain that you're feeling is something that's always been there. You're just now exposed to that pain, which means that you're going to experience more and more and more throughout your life, whether you want to or not.
Do you feel like some of those experience you just mentioned has affected you in any way throughout your lifetime? Okay.
Yeah, it makes
besides,
you want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Can you attribute that to certain ways you've acted in your
Sure.
life? Yeah.
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 I think
I
all of
agree.
that.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice if we were
shaped
raised in
you,
a
I guess.
plastic bubble where we weren't affected by stuff.
Right.
But honestly, it's probably a good idea that you are exposed to some tragedy in life.
Well,
because
you know, it's life.
It's life. It
You're
allows
going to
you
run into that. When people, I don't knock people necessarily who like raise their kids and only let them listen to certain or watch certain movies for an extended period of time. I don't know what age, but I always thought you're not really exposing them to real life circumstances that they're going to encounter. Now I know there's an age where they can't. You know, you shouldn't. But even kids that I know that are a little bit older, that I think I would never keep my child from knowing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't. What's the word I'm looking for?
You can't protect them.
From everything. Yeah. So anyway, you got to let them deal with the real life experiences.
Well, that's our answers to the question, and we want you to chime in and let us know what you think about our topic to ponder question for the day, which is, what is one childhood memory that shapes how you see the world today?
And I'm not going to, there's a couple of responses on here, but they're a little lengthy, so I'm not going to read them right now, but a series of memories. And I watched my mom battle lupus. So, you know, that's something I'm sure as a young child that would, definitely impact you.
Okay.
All right.
You don't want to mention any of those?
Well, do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, I think
Go ahead.
so.
Okay.
I think they're
Go
good.
ahead.
I think it's good that we.
Okay.
I think people at home want to know what's on our Facebook page. If I can find it real quick. Okay, where is it?
I mean, vigilant inspections is rather lengthy, so I didn't want to.
Okay.
She fought as a single mother until he was 20 years old. So yeah, I would think that's very impactful time of your life, and that's what your life has dealt. She said, "Aaron, you're a man now. I'm going to go home." And 3 days later, she passed away.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Yeah.
Very good one.
Yeah.
And then Lisa Sparrow says it's a series of memories. Being a military brat, moving every 2 years or so, This sort of lifestyle shapes and molds you as a kid differently for obvious reasons. The final move as a teenager was to Harrison.
There you
so
go.
There you go.
You can also, put your 2 cents in there.
Yeah.
Go to our Facebook page. Go to the graphic for today, Topic to Ponder, and give us your thoughts.
And we try not to come up with questions that you just say yes or no to, because we kind of want to see what's in your head.
Pick your brain.
Yeah, pick your brain a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Let's do some history. What do you think?
Let's do it.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Whoa. Okay. That makes so much more sense now that I've read the story. 112 years ago, Swedish-born engineer Gideon Soundback received a patent for a separable fastener. Today, we call it the zipper.
The zipper.
The zipper.
Okay. And then 58 years ago today, Aretha Franklin's cover of Otis Redding's R.E.S.P.C.T. Respect was released as a single by Atlantic Records.
Ah.
Yeah. And number 3?
Is 57 years ago, the groundbreaking rock musical Hair opened on Broadway, beginning a run of 1,750 performances. Yep.
That was in 68. And, I was in the 7th grade, I think, during that time, and we had a phenomenal music teacher, and we did a lot of these tunes from this music,
Hair?
From Hair.
Mm-hmm.
And we, the school of I went to a place, went to school in Dayton, Ohio, and the Dayton Board of Education liked it so much that we went to other schools to do that.
Cool.
It was really cool, really fun.
Yeah.
Incoming artillery, salvos of 3 or 4 rounds, rocking the entire city, rolling across the rooftops as dawn breaks over downtown Saigon.
Oh, okay. 50 years ago, it was April 29th in the United States, April 30th in Southeast Asia, when the Vietnam War ended as communist forces captured the South Vietnamese capital of Saigon. That was CBS newsman Peter Collins.
And I was supposed to do that one.
You are. That's why I was waiting. But hey,
okay.
I'm going to jump on in there.
What do I say to the children tonight? What do we tell them tonight about justice?
This was 33 years ago. An all-white jury in Simi Valley, California, acquitted 4 Los Angeles police officers on nearly all charges arising from the beating a year earlier of black motorist Rodney King. It reached no verdict on one charge against one of the officers. These comments that night at the Los Angeles community meeting were typically many of the people there that were angry. The verdicts were followed by rioting in Los Angeles, resulting in 55 deaths. And then the acquittals led to the Bush administration to press federal civil rights charges on which 2 officers were convicted nearly a year later.
All righty.
Why are you taking the merchandise?
'Cause it's fun.
It's fun?
Yeah.
33 years ago, an all-white jury in Simi Valley, California, acquitted 4 Los Angeles police officers on nearly all charges arising from the beating a year earlier of a black motorist. Well, this is the same story about Rodney King. So when it was over, 55 people had died, and damage was estimated at more than $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we all get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people and the kids?
Yeah. And this was Rodney King himself on the 3rd day of rioting in Los Angeles. He spoke out and called for calm to the people.
I, William Arthur Philip Louis.
Take thee, Catherine Elizabeth.
Take thee, Catherine Elizabeth.
To my wedded wife.
To my wedded wife.
14 years ago, Britain's Prince William married Kate Middleton in an opulent ceremony at London's Westminster Abbey.
The determination was made jointly that the resources required to play this game simply could be used better elsewhere, and we recognize this is a baseball game. There are bigger issues out there.
4 years ago today, the first Major League game to be played without an audience took place between the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago White Sox. The Orioles won 8-2. The gates at Camden Yards were locked because of the concern for fan safety following riots in Baltimore. Responding to critics, Orioles Vice President Greg Bader said that it was a security decision.
Okay, the next one's the same thing, so I'm not even reading that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to 11. Willie Nelson was born this day in 1933. He's 92. Wow. For a singer who averaged 250 concerts a year on the road again is rather fitting.
Okay. Okay. And then we go to...
Is 12 up there?
Oh, let's see.
12. I didn't do 11 because it was redundant.
Okay.
Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservation.
Comedian Jerry Seinfeld's birthday is today. He was born in 1954. He's 71 years old today. He ruled the Thursday night TV during the 90s. Poking fun at everything that was just really silly, such as renting a car.
You know, I'm really easy to get along with most of the time. But I don't like bullies, and I don't like threats, and I don't like you.
Actress Kate Mulgrew was born on this day in 1955. She's 70. Her roles include Galina Red Reznikoff on Orange is the New Black, but is perhaps best known for her role as Captain Catherine Janeway on Star Trek Voyager.
Mm-hmm.
And that was her in an intergalactic confrontation.
And you did.
I did do her.
You did her in one of our
yeah.
films, yeah.
Are you very much in love with her?
As much as a man can be.
Do you think there's a limit?
If there is, I haven't found it.
All right, this is a birthday cut. Let's see. Yes. Actors Daniel Day-Lewis and Michelle Pfeiffer were born on the same day, April 29th. He was born in 1957. He is 68 today. Pfeiffer turns 67 today. Born in 1958, among the most respected of film stars, the two were paired in the movie versions of Edith Wharton's The Age of Innocence.
Okay.
Back when we were acquainted 4 years ago, her name was Vernita Green. Her code name was Copperhead. Mine, Black Mamba.
Actress Uma Thurman was born on this day in 1970. She's 55. She appeared in Pulp Fiction and Gattaca, but she perhaps is best known for her role as the bride in the Kill Bill franchise. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
I didn't get into that.
Yeah, it was a little wild.
It was weird.
A little bizarre.
Yeah.
I ask the questions, you answer them. Screw with me and I walk. Understood?
Understood. Actress Megan Boone was born on this day in 1983. She's 42 today. Her roles include FBI profiler Elizabeth Keene on the television series The Blacklist.
Okay. We got Lindsey Gabbard out here in the studio lobby.
Alrighty.
And she'll be in here when we get back from break.
All right. Let's do that.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We have in the studio with us Lindsey Gabbard and Joe Cimaral. Let me put a little accent on that.
You tackled that. I wasn't even going to try.
Yeah, I was impressed. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Good morning.
What's going on with branded equine these days?
Yeah, lots of fun things happening. So just to give everybody a background, so Branded Equine Therapy is a nonprofit in Harrison that provides equine therapy for individuals of all abilities, veterans, first responders. We do riding lessons, birthday parties. If it has to do with a horse, we probably make
anything
it happen.
like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So, so the first thing we're going to chat about today is our spring photo mini sessions. So this is some.
Now you've done this before, right?
Yes. So we do them every spring and Christmas. So Christmas are big ones, but we decided to do spring ones this year. So they're professional photographers, that do a photography session, a little mini session, so you can have as many people in your family as you want, cousins, friends. Maybe
and they break it up in short increments to get that done.
And then you get the opportunity to get professional photos done with your family with our branded horses, like with the equine, the equines that we work with. And we'll have some cute baby animals that they get to pose with, too.
So, I see a picture here of a little, was that a sheep?
Yeah, I don't know if the sheep are coming, but we have baby goats,
baby
cows, bunnies,
There's nothing cuter than baby goats.
Exactly, yes. So we have some bottle calves, those kinds of, just to make it fun for the kids.
I think that's great.
Sometimes you got to mix up your family photos, make it fun.
And it gives y'all exposure as to what you are and where you are.
Yeah, exactly. And the proceeds go, so it's only a $50 donation.
Okay.
Which is, I feel like pretty reasonable for
no
professional photographs, especially with everything, everything.
Setting fees usually more than that.
Yeah, exactly. And the proceeds go back to our organization, so they help support our mission.
Well, that's good.
Perfect.
Glad you're doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need to do one with a mud pit. With kids in a mud pit. Wouldn't that be fun?
That's a good idea. Yeah. I don't know if the parents would appreciate it. Like you get them all clean for the show.
Yeah. No kidding.
Finally get their dress right.
Just
hose them down. Just hose them down again.
So those are May 10th, and we have lots of different times. We have 2 photographers, so we have lots of times available. So, so we'll repost that on our Facebook page.
And May 10th is a Saturday.
It is a Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So
easy to make it happen. Yeah.
That's around Mother's Day, too.
It is, yeah. It'd be perfect for Mother's Day.
How do they, do you have to reserve a spot?
Yes,
I would think. So how does that?
Yeah, you can go on our Facebook page. We'll share the link that you can just sign up on the link.
Okay.
Yeah, so you reserve a time to come get your photos taken. So, yeah, it'd be a great Mother's Day present.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it would.
Family photos.
Yes, it would. Family.
Great memory.
Family. No.
Great memory, good cause.
Yeah, you were talking before we started the session here about how you've been accredited or with to offer, what is it, credit time?
Yeah, community service hours.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some great things coming up this summer, other than just our regular therapy sessions that we always need volunteers with.
Right.
We're gonna have summer camps too. So we're going to have 2 different opportunities for two age groups, 5 to 8 and 9 to 14.
Okay.
So we'll have 2 weeks of summer camp where they'll get to, interact with the horses, ride, do crafts, play games, jump on the hay bales, which is somehow like what everybody actually wants.
They got to clean up stalls. They got to clean up stalls.
I mean, there might be some responsibility.
Well, it seems like that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need lots of volunteers to make that happen. I mean, we need volunteers all the time. Our volunteers are the heart of our organization.
Right.
But summer camps are really going to be a big need. So for all those high schoolers, that need, I think it's 75 community service hours to graduate.
They didn't used to do that.
No, they
I
didn't.
have to commend them for implementing that.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that initiative, absolutely.
But it can also benefit you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so help both of us out, So they'll get to come and hang out with the kiddos and help with the horses and get their, required hours. So knock some of them out during the summer when it's not so busy,
Right.
So.
And who knows, it may spark an interest in somebody that may become a volunteer or go into therapy.
Exactly. Yeah. So Joe is here with us today. He's one of our volunteers.
Hi, Joe.
So
hello.
He might be able to give a little insight on what it's like to volunteer.
Yeah, what is it like to be a volunteer? How did this start for you?
Okay, so this all started because I'm a service missionary. So all I do is volunteer at nonprofits, and lo and behold, I found Branded. And at first, it was kind of just a bunch of work. But once, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Surprise. Let's be honest.
Horses are messy every now and then. You got to clean up after those horses.
But luckily, they don't smell too bad. At least in my
opinion.
love
the smell of horses.
Yeah, I do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I found that through volunteering, through the work, not only it's gonna sound a little funny, but I kind of figure out more about myself.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Which is really interesting because the horses, they really only react to confidence, and you just kind of tell them where to go. And volunteering has really built my confidence as well.
Wow.
So if anyone's looking for that, as well as to learn more about horses, because let's be honest, they're super, super fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Riding them, leading them. But it is a lot of work. It's a lot of fun work as well. Feeding horses is always fun. You can spend time with the ones you like, have favorites.
Yeah, Joe's
I have a few favorites. And then you're also able to build your experience with them if you want to work with them in the future or have your own. There's a bunch of experts there, and you can always ask them a little something, a little question here and there, and help out. It helps out a ton.
It gave you therapy as well as being at a therapy, helping with others with the therapy. It's hot in here, Joe. We know.
It is hot in here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, again, that you have the option for community service hours to be done there. Because I know every time you come, it's like volunteers. We need volunteers. Yeah. And you got your barn raised, which was a thing here a year or two ago. Yeah. And you're functioning. You're full on functioning.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot of wonderful things happening. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So again, on May 10th you've got that paper, Dan. Mm-hmm. The mini sessions for photos at Branded Equine. It's actually Branded Equine based therapy services.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Branded is great. Yeah.
But do that, and the proceeds help to go support your mission.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
And what a great opportunity.
Back to scholarships, veterans programming, those kinds of things.
And I'm still seeing this $50, and I'm thinking you can't go get professional photos anywhere for $50.
Yeah, and you get all your images too. So a lot of times, you'll get you more 3 or 4. Yeah. So
and one thing I like about it's in an outdoor setting. Mm-hmm. Whereas, as opposed to a studio where they put a backdrop of a horse and a sunrise or something, it's like,
nobody wants that. This is the real deal.
Yeah, this is the real thing. Yeah.
And you get to interact with the animals while you're there. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
What else you gonna do this summer? Anything? Got anything planned?
So we just finished a veterans program. So that was a big step, or a big program for us. So it was pretty cool. So 100% of the veterans and first responders that went through that program are taking their Mustang home with them.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
So that was pretty incredible. So a couple of them will stay a little. We'll add some training, but that was a big step. And then we have a new incredible riding lesson instructor. Her name is Kathy. She's taught all the way up to Olympic level riders. She's fantastic.
How'd you sign her?
I keep telling her she's overqualified to work for me, but I am super grateful. So she's teaching with us, so we'll have riding lesson opportunities.
Now anybody can take advantage of the riding
parties.
The riding lessons.
Yeah,
anybody. That's open to
anybody in all ages. We have 4 all the way up to adults. There's no experience required. Anybody can come ride.
Wow.
So,
yeah. It seems like you've branched out because it was kind of focused on veterans to start with, and then wham, look at that's awesome. That's great.
We've gotten a wonderful opportunity to kind of expand and serve the community in different ways, which has been...
Well, that's exciting because I know in the beginning it was a little... When you started out at grassroots, and it was a little scary at times.
Always,
you can attest to that.
Jumping out, starting going for your dreams,
Well,
Sure.
I'm sure there's plenty of nights when you said, "Is this ever going to work?"
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's with anything, right? This is a little crazy, but it's.
But you got to be crazy to be successful. You got to push forward.
So he's just said you're crazy.
Yeah, I am. You have to be a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
When you train wild Mustangs, you got to be a little crazy.
How can people get one of your T-shirts?
So,
do you sell those?
Yeah, we do.
Merch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they can just get in touch with us. Yeah, they're great quality too.
Well, you wear them if you're going to wear them, you got to have something good quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the best way to get in touch with them is on Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook. Or we have a phone number on our Facebook that's a cell phone that people can text, call, whichever, that kind of thing. And then we'll post the picture link today so that they
Okay.
And I heard, Joe, that you've got some people working under you now.
Yeah, hopefully some more.
After today.
Yeah, if you're looking to help volunteer, just contact Joe on Facebook or.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy process. It's just a Google Drive, Google form that they fill out, and then we'll get them in for orientation.
Yeah.
So no experience required to volunteer either.
Yeah.
It's on the job training.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to know anything about horses. We'll teach you.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
If you're interested in Branded Equine and what they do, go to their Facebook page and check it out. They got phone numbers and all kind of contact information there. And come out sometime. How can they just come out?
Absolutely. Yeah. We usually ask them to make sure that we're there.
You're
Give
there.
us a text or
right.
Yeah, it's a working organization, so sometimes you're not always there. Mm-hmm. You're out working other places. So, yeah. I've been there, no one's there. So, hey guys, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take another break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey!
And welcome back to Around the Table. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Hey! I can't hit it on the right time. Whatever. Hey! Oh, I got that one. There you go, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. What's up?
Let's see. You remember back in the day when you had a VHS recorder?
I do.
You know, the VHS is suddenly making a comeback.
Well,
VHS.
that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
Okay. Some millennials are so fed up with streaming that they're rewinding back to the era of a cassette tape. VHS movies have been selling out at swap meets. Boutique video rental pop-ups have been opening inside convenience stores. And in New York over the weekend, thousands of analog fans showed up for the city's first ever tape fair, where even 8 tracks were going fast. What's the big appeal? They say, unlike streaming, you get to own it, and you get to own what you pay for.
So the quality sucks.
Yeah. A little bit.
I don't, I get the whole concept because you stream anymore and you got to keep paying more to not have the ads in there, and you put in a VHS, you got whatever it is right there.
Yeah, and if you rent a movie on like Amazon or whatever, you only get 30 days to watch it.
Right.
So, I mean, you can watch it all you want, but at the end of 30, you don't own it.
Right. But why would they go to, I don't know, whatever. I wonder why they wouldn't say V8 or, what are they, oh, good Lord. Blu-ray or something. At least the quality of Blu-ray was better. I guess it's not the same appeal as VHS.
Do you remember Laserdisc?
Yes.
That was supposed to be premium quality. I have some Laserdisc. I have a Laserdisc player and a few movies.
And that's another thing. You've got to have a player.
Yeah.
You can't find a player anymore.
Right.
So that's an interesting deal.
I think you can still go on some of these. I think you could type in if you went to Amazon player? VHS, you could still find I know that they make a VHS to DVD recorder where you can record your movies over.
Yes.
But you can still use that to play.
Well, I had to borrow one from you to be able to play a VHS.
I still have VHS.
So
I still have Mini 8, and I may have a Beta machine somewhere too.
I'm sure you do somewhere. Yeah. Now, the question is, do they function correctly? Don't know, do you?
Well, I used to repair the VHS players.
Oh, well, there you go.
There's just mechanical devices in there, motors and things go out, and you just replace them. It's not a big deal.
Yes, so
anyway,
so okay.
That's old.
Whatever you say, man.
Technology.
That's old school.
Scientists publishes proof that we're living in the Matrix. You remember the movie Matrix, which you have never seen?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but a scientist in England thinks it's proven that we're all living in a huge computer simulation, just like in the Matrix. And his proof is what's keeping everything on your desk from floating away. Professor Melvin Vopson from the University of Portsmouth believes that gravity is actually the universe's way of keeping data organized, kind of the same way a computer compresses code. But his fellow physicists say the theory is still far from proof.
I have no comment because I don't really.
You don't understand the Matrix.
Not.
Well, first,
you need to talk legibly about it.
You need to first watch the movie, then you'll understand it a little more.
I can't. That's the problem. I've never had the desire to watch the movie because it was just too out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was cool.
Okay.
The visual effects. You watch it for the visual effects. That's all.
Okay.
That's all.
I might do it. Then I'll come back and report.
There was a volcanic eruption that was so big it shook the satellites in space.
That's pretty big.
That's pretty. That's scary, though.
No kidding.
A volcanic eruption in the South Pacific was so huge, scientists say that the shock wave reached space and shook some satellites. It's taken them 3 years to calculate the epic force of the Hunga Tonga eruption in 2022. They measured the initial gravity wave reaching far beyond the atmosphere with an ash cloud soaring 31 miles into the sky.
Wow. Wow. That's big. That's tall.
That's big.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and you think about how big the world is, and you think a little significant thing like, a volcano erupting, which is probably not a small thing, but it affects the entire world.
Yeah, that's just...
Yeah, just kind of makes you wonder, don't be shaking the earth too much or we'll all go extinct.
Don't mess with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
I guess.
You got anything over there? You don't have a thing.
I don't have anything.
A family in Australia has a problem with break-ins. They say it's the same guy who keeps casing their house and waiting for them to leave, but they say the only thing he takes is a lap breaking in 5 times this year to swim in their pool. He just wants their pool. It's just annoying. He's even polite about it, removing his shoes before coming inside. When the family has confronted him, their neighbors have suggested just letting him swim there when you're not using the pool.
Do they know the guy?
That's his neighbor. That's the neighbor.
Okay, but do they know the guy?
I'm sure they do. Probably not intimately, but they know him as a neighbor.
What would you do?
I would say, dude, if you want to swim in my pool, you're going to have to pay $50 every time because of upkeep. I've got a pool boy that comes once a week to clean out the pool. I've got chemicals I got to buy, electric for the pump that runs 24/7. $50 a swim.
Honest to goodness, I don't know about $50 a swim, but honest to goodness, unless you've owned a pool and had to maintain a pool, you have no idea the cost involved.
Maybe the neighbor had a pool and he said,
and if
"This
he
is way
pees
too."
in it, there you go. You got to there you are. Put some of that stuff in there that turns colors when they pee in it. You'll know. No, I'm just kidding. But
all right, we're going to take another break, friends, and when we come back, we'll have more for you from around the table. Stay with us. Welcome back to Around the Table. We are winding down our Tuesday show. Thanks so much for being a part of what we do here. Go to our Facebook page and answer the question that we posed for our topic to ponder. It's up already there. And tell your friends about us and like us. I think we're up to 2,800 followers
I
or
haven't
something
looked
like
in a
that.
while.
Not that that's important, but it is important.
But we like to know if
like
we're engaging with you and if you like what we're doing. I don't know if I want to know if you like what I'm doing. No, just kidding. 2,799. Who's going to be that one person that's not going to retract their choice to follow us, and who's going to add to it to get us at 2,800? Yeah. This is your chance.
You have the sometimes you have the choice to unfollow.
Yes, you always have the choice.
So if we make you mad, that number could decrease.
Do you ever unfollow people?
I do.
I do now a lot.
I go. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll look and say, "Why am I following this person?"
And I tend to not. I hate to be this way but I tend to not follow businesses anymore or certain things on my personal Facebook page because it just gets so cluttered. It gets away from what I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I don't support our businesses. I just don't want to. I don't need to be a part of every group you want me to be a part of. Sorry. Okay. I just don't. But, that's a whole different entity than Around the Table.
Yeah. Do you know what today is?
National Superhero Day.
Oh,
is it? I don't know.
No.
It was a guess.
That was yesterday.
Oh.
International.
It is. It was yesterday. Why do I have yesterday?
International Dance Day.
I don't have it.
Bust a move and get up and dance. Doesn't matter. Make your own move. Call it the dance, the you dance. World Make-A-Wish Day. This is the Make-A-Wish Day. It's also Viral Video Day.
Lazy Sunday. SNL. It says that on the viral video.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And then National Zipper Day. It's when the zipper. Man, I'm glad they've invented the zipper.
Aren't we all?
We would have had button-up flies forever if we hadn't had the zipper. And then also the Ellen Pompey gets star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Who is Ellen Pompey?
She was in. She was Meredith Grey in Grey's Anatomy.
Oh.
If you ever watched that.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
That series.
Yeah.
Well, go for you.
There's
go. There's not even any birthdays listed on there.
That's good.
We don't care, I guess. Well,
that's it. That's all
for today.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow for our Hump Day show.
Hump Day.
See you then.